Hello, I'm just jumping on to do a quick video. So I'm getting ready for spiritual development group, and every week we meet up and we do something spiritual, something personal developmenty. And then I found myself going to my bookshelf and I thought, right, I'm going to do what I sometimes do, pull a book intuitively, open a page and just see what's coming through. So the first book I opened was The Power, and it said, "The power and relationships extend to each person, no matter how trivial the contact, all the care and kindness and understanding and love that you can muster, and do it with no thought of any reward. Your life will never be the same again." Giving love is the law that applies to everything in your life, and giving love is the law of relationship. The force of love doesn't care whether you know someone or not, whether a person is a friend or a foe, a loved one or a complete stranger. The force of love doesn't care if you're encountering a work colleague, boss, parent, child, student, or a person serving you in a store. With every single person you come into contact with, you are either giving love or you're not. And what you give is what you will receive. Relationships are your biggest channel to give love, and so you can change your entire life just through the love you give in your relationships. At the same time, though, relationships can be your biggest downfall because they are often your biggest excuse for not giving love. What you give to others, you give to yourself. The most enlightened beings throughout history told us to love others. You were not told to love others just so that you would be a nice person. You were being given the secret to life. You were being given the law of attraction. When you love others, you will have an amazing life. When you love others, you will receive the life you deserve. The entire law is summed up in a single command: love your neighbour as yourself. Give love to others through kindness, encouragement, support, gratitude, or any good feeling, and it comes back to you and multiplies itself, bringing love to every other area of your life, including your health, money, happiness, and career. Give negatively to others through criticism, anger, impatience, or any bad feeling, and you'll receive that negativity back, guaranteed. And as that negativity comes back, it multiplies itself, attracting more negativity, which affects the rest of your life. I left it at that with that book for a minute, and I will dive into it more when a group actually starts. And then I thought, okay, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to see if there's another book. And I opened this book here, which is Trusting the Gold. Poet Adrian Rich wrote, "An honourable human relationship, that is, one in which two people have the right to use the word love, is a process of deepening the truths that they can tell each other. It is important to do this because it breaks down human self-delusion and isolation. As Jonathan and I keep practicing open communication, we rediscover over and over that no matter how much we might resist or fear being vulnerable, wanting to protect ourselves is always turns out to be worth having taken the chance with each other. Through doing that, we come to trust the space of shared love and presence that holds our lives. Believing we are separate selves is one of the deepest illusions and the source of our suffering. If we try to hide our feelings of unworthiness or unlovableness, we deepen the sense of separation from others. Taking the risk to be vulnerable and real reveals the truth of our belonging to each other, to ourselves, to this world we share." So to me, those two really felt like they were weaving the same thread. They're speaking to the same piece. Just felt really, really pretty powerful. And then I opened another book. I thought, right, one more. And this is a beautiful book that was gifted to me that I think must have been self-published, Talking to the Wind. As children, we're convinced that monsters hide beneath our beds. But as adults, we soon realise that they walk the streets instead. It's not their face that's monstrous, it's their loathing and their lies. For it's not about the way they look, it's who they are inside. They roar a song of malice, manipulation, power, greed, and they feast upon our silence, thinking we'd admit defeat. And at first we tiptoe round them, terrified to make a noise, but slowly, very surely, we are bound to find our voice. Then as fear gives way to anger and our loathing multiplies, we start becoming monstrous and we think we're justified. But flames won't put out fire, water will not halt a flood, and we cannot stop the monsters by behaving as they would. See, anyone who's ever loved somebody else before knows no matter how much hate we feel, love always matters more. So though you're brave to fight them and your courage makes you tough, don't fight them out of hate, but to protect the things you love. And when life gets too scary, promise me you'll make sure that you won't become a monster, but you'll still learn how to roar. And I really just, it really speaks to what's been going on for me, and I just had to share it because I'm intrigued whether it speaks to anything for you, this thread that has been weaved with these 3 books that I'm ready to bring to group any minute. So yeah, I'd love to know. Mwah. Big love.